Welcome to the AFR Saints channel, where we provide you daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to leave your comments below and smash that like button. Who dat? As we started the show today, we talked about the Saints starting OTAs. If you're not familiar, OTAs are organized team activities. It's voluntary workouts, but it's practice. You're on the field, and it's your full 90-man roster. Now, it's voluntary. I use the air quotes there. But it's an opportunity to get it on the field, especially with a new head coach, a new offense, new quarterback, new defensive coordinator, all that stuff. All of this time on task is very important. So the first media availability isn't until Thursday. So they're working out. We don't know how it's going today or tomorrow. But Thursday, media will be out there. They'll get a chance to watch a portion of OTAs and obviously meet with the players and coaches afterwards as well. So a much better sense on Thursday of how it's going. But we're continuing to look at the roster and how they're continuing to put together the roster. Like last week, signing Hunter Dekkers was significant. Hunter Dekkers, the quarterback from Iowa State, who lost his eligibility because of betting $15 on a game when he was at Iowa State, ended up having to go play his final year in junior college after sitting out for a year. And the Saints worked him out in rookie minicamp and signed him. So we're going to see an evolution here of the roster. And one of the guys that we are keeping an eye on is Asante Samuel Jr. We talked about this about a week ago when the Saints reportedly had interest in Asante Samuel Jr., brought him to the facility. And I'm quite certain would love to sign him, but he still remains unsigned. And apparently, Asante Samuel is going to have other suitors. The Miami Dolphins have inquired. This is from the Miami Herald. I'm trying to see who the reporter is. It's Barry Jackson with the Miami Herald. The Miami Dolphins have called to inquire about Asante Samuel Jr., who is from Fort Lauderdale. He prepped at St. Thomas Aquinas in Lauderdale and went to Florida State and started his career with the Chargers, as we know. Had an injury that kept him out for the bulk of last season, but apparently that injury is not supposed to limit his career and his future in any way. The Dolphins, according to this report, are also in contact with former Bills starter Rasul Douglas. So there's options there. And one of the things that the Dolphins, meanwhile, are trying to trade Jalen Ramsey. According to this report, have not made an offer yet to Samuel, and they have not brought him in for a visit yet, but they are interested. This would be interesting, and it would be really disappointing for New Orleans because the Saints desperately need help at cornerback. And this is something we've documented with your two starters from a year ago, week one, both being gone. Lattimore, as you know, the Saints traded to Washington. Paulson Adebo signed as a free agent with the Giants. And Alontae Taylor, who, after the injury to Adebo, played a good bit last year at boundary corner, was awful. I think Alontae Taylor is a very good player. I think he's an instinctive and physical defensive back, but he is a nickel or he is a safety. He is not a boundary corner. His Pro Football Focus grade was in the 30s last year, which is absolutely heinous. I mean, elite is in the 80s. A solid starter's in the 70s. He was in the 30s. So, and it showed. I mean, everything you did defensively last year, by and large, was not good. It's why you finished, second to last in the NFL. So they need help there. I'm confident Kool-Aid McKinstry is going to be a good starting cornerback in the NFL. I mean, you used the 41st pick on Kool-Aid McKinstry a year ago. And you drafted Quincy Riley out of Louisville, who I think might be able to be a good player as well. But you need help at boundary corner. You need an NFL starter, which you don't have on your roster right now. Guys may develop into that role, but you've got to address that position. And this would be a great way to do it. I fear the pull for Asante Samuel of being able to go home. I mean, kid from Lauderdale, being able to go play for the Miami Dolphins. I fear that, the allure of that might be too strong. We'll see if the Saints have a better offer, and maybe it's financial. I don't know. Again, I don't know Asante Samuel or what what his priorities are. But if there's an opportunity for New Orleans to sign Asante Samuel, we talked about it last week, very much in favor of them doing that. When healthy, he is an elite-level starting cornerback in the NFL, which is something the Saints don't have and need. And if you can get him affordably, you do it. Because I could look at a I could look at a guy like Asante Samuel, who's 25 years old, and you could sign him to a 3 or 4 year deal. And in hopes, even if you're not competitive in 2025, but as you grow through 26 and 27, you would have a veteran cornerback on your roster still in his physical prime, which I would very much be in favor of that. That's the kind of prospect I think at this point in his career you would invest in to be able to grow and develop within your organization as you hopefully continue to improve under Kellen Moore and in this new defense with Brandon Staley, who, as we documented when the Saints brought Samuel in, was drafted by and played for Staley in LA with the Chargers. So there's so much connective tissue that makes sense if you're able to make this happen. The thing that makes me a little apprehensive is just the allure of home. Listen, Justin Reed signed with the New Orleans Saints. It's an opportunity to play near his home and near his family that are right there in Dutchtown. It's sometimes there's a pull there. Tyrann Mathieu coming back home, Jarvis Landry coming back home. Like there is some Will Clapp coming back to New Orleans. Will was has moved around a bit on both coasts in LA and in New York, but now he's married with small children and has an opportunity to come back to New Orleans around his family, his wife's family, and play for the Saints again. Made a lot of sense. So sometimes the allure of him that can be magnetic for players. So we'll see what happens with Asante Samuel. But again, the Dolphins apparently are entering the Asante Samuel sweepstakes there. As we find out more and learn more, we'll certainly let you know. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact, and be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.